So recently we have our lesson 2 that talks about the evaluations of functions. When we're talking about evaluations of functions, we are asking to look for the value of y in terms of x, or we are asked to find for the value of the dependent variable in terms of the values of the independent variable. Okay, now here we have our lesson 2, which is the operations on functions. If in basic mathematics we do have operations on numbers, in functions we also have operations, which includes addition, subtraction, multiplication, and divisions operations. Okay, now the next slide. And now our next slide, we have the definitions of the operations on functions. So we have here four definitions. Our first item letter B, letter A rather, we have here the sum of the two functions f and g, because according here, let f and g be the given functions. So sabihin natin that we have two functions naming as function f and function g. Now according to first item, letter A, we have that the sum of the two functions f and g of the same x or the same domain, it would always be equal to the first function of x or first function of the domain x plus the second function g of x. Okay? Ulitin ko lang that the left side, f plus g of x, is the same or equal to the first function added to the second function g of x. Okay? Now, and the second item letter B, we have the difference naman. Okay, the difference between the function f and g of the same domain x, it would always be equal to first function of x or f of x minus the second function, which is g of x. Now the third item or third definition, we have the product of f and g of x. So f multiplied by g of the same domain x is equal to the first function of the domain x multiplied by the second function g of x. Okay, so that is the product of two functions, f multiplied by g of x equals f of x multiplied by g of x. That is just the same. Okay, the last definition is the quotient. Okay, so we have the quotient of f and g of the same domain x. It will be equal to f of x, or first function, divided by g of x, the second function, wherein we have here a condition that our denominator g of x must not be equal to 0. Why? Because any number or any expression being divided by 0 is undefined. Therefore, in quotient rule or in quotient or operation on functions, quotient rule, that the denominator must not be equal to 0. Okay? So these are the four definitions of the operations on functions, because these definitions, we're going to use this on the next slides, okay, for the solutions. Okay, we have here a box. Okay, this box contains two functions, function f and function g of the same domain. Okay, now according to function f of x, it is equal to x plus 2. So the value of f of x is x plus 2. Gamitin ko lang yung pen natin. The value of f of x is x plus 2. Now, however, g of x, the second function, has a value of x minus 3. Sabihin natin that we're going to use the first definition. I would like to know the sum between the two functions. Okay? So we're going to use this. Gagamitin natin tong unang definition kasi ito yung sum. Okay? So addition tayo. Addition. Okay? So let's have the solution. First and foremost, you're going to what? Solution for the sum of two functions f and g of the same domain x. Okay? So, first dito, we have, ayan. So, we have eto, ang unang step, ilalagay natin yung sum, yung definition muna. Definition to. Isusulat ko para hindi tayo malilito. This is definition. Okay? Definition. Bale, eto, the sum of f and g of x is equal to f of x plus g of x. Kasi gagamitin natin ito as basis, okay, for the next solution. Okay? For the next part of this solution. Okay. So, next naman, after you have write the definition, next is to replace yung right side of the equation natin or function natin with their corresponding values. Okay? So, bale, f plus g of x, kopyahin lang ito kasi ito yung hinahanap natin, is equal to first function. What is the value of the first function? The value of the first function is x plus 2. I-replace lang natin si f of x ng value niya. Because according to the given, the value of f of x is x plus 2. Now, however, we have here g of x. Ano kasi yung value ng g of x natin? Ang value ng g of x natin, according to the given, is x plus 3. Kaya ito mismo, so f of x corresponds to this, and g of x corresponds to this. Gumamit ako ng parenthesis para hindi tayo nalilito. Okay? Always do that. Now, next natin would be, after natin ma-replace or ma-substitute yung value ng functions natin, next is to simplify. Okay? Now, since wala tayong problema dito kasi addition lang naman, hindi naman magbabago yung mga signs or symbols dito sa loob ng parenthesis sa second term. Tama? Therefore, simultaneous lang tayong magpa-perform ng operation. So, f plus g of x, kopyahin lang kasi ito yung hinahanap natin. Then, equal sign. Tapos, similar terms yung i-combine natin. Please be careful in simplifying similar terms. Okay? So, x and x ang similar term. So, this becomes 2x. Tama ba? So, x plus x. It is 2x. Then, the remaining are the constants, right? So, we have positive 2 added to negative 3. Positive 2 plus negative 3. Ano yung magiging sagot natin? It would be negative 1. Now, can we still simplify this? Hindi na po. Therefore, ulitin ko lang, therefore, the value or the sum of the two functions f plus g or f and g of the domain x, we have 2x minus 2. We have here 2x minus 2. Ito yung pinakasagot. So, kung tatanungin ko kayo, what is the value of f plus g of x? You're going to tell me 2x minus 1. Okay? So, 2x minus 1. But what if meron siyang, yung x natin merong value? Let's say x is equal to 2. That's the time na gagamitin na natin si evaluation of functions. Okay? Diba yung last topic natin or yung recent topic natin talks about evaluations of functions. So, hahanapin muna natin yung operation. Okay? Kung addition yan, hahanapin muna natin ito. Tapos, kung meron tayong value ng x, dun pa lang natin i-substitute dito sa nakuha natin. Okay? Okay, we have here our set of examples in this slide. Now, according here, determine the following functions. So we have how many given here? We have 5. Okay, 5 examples. For item number 1, it is v plus g of x, wherein we are tasked to look for the sum of v and g, and at the same time evaluate natin using x, which is equal to -10. Now for item number 2, it is a product of two functions, function f and function g, of the same domain, which is x. Now it is also a requirement for us to evaluate the given product or the gained product with x, which is equal to 4. And for item number 3, we're going to get the sum first of two functions, f and h, then evaluation na tayo nun where x is equal to -6. Tapos sa number 4 naman, difference ng anong functions? P and t. Difference between p and t when x is equal to 5. So, i-evaluate natin yung nakuha nating difference between p and t. Ang gagamitin nating x dito would be 5. Tapos naman, dito, sa last item natin, we have v over g of 3. Ang ibig sabihin yan, the quotient of v and g. Tapos, evaluate natin using 3. Okay? Ano po yung gagamitin nating functions dito or values of functions? Nandito yan sa mismong box natin. Wherein f of x, meron siyang equivalent na or value na x plus 3. Tapos, si p of x naman, we have 2x minus 7. And the value of v of x is x squared plus 5x plus 4. The value of g of x is x squared plus 2x minus 8. And the value of both h and t functions, we have ratios. Okay? So, for h of x, we have x plus 7 over 2 minus x. Then, for x minus 2 over x plus 3, that is for t of x. Okay? So, gagamitin natin itong set of values of functions natin or functions natin for us to be able to answer this 5 examples. Okay? Okay, let's have our first item. Item number 1. Okay, so according to item number 1, we have to get the sum of the two functions with the domain -10, or find f plus g of -10. What does this mean? V plus g corresponds to this, and x or the domain corresponds to -10. Therefore, ang uunahin muna natin would be the sum. After nating makuha yung sum, that's the time na i-evaluate na natin ang sum ng v and g using -10. Okay? So, combination ito ng evaluations of functions and operations on functions. Now, let's have the solution. Okay, for the solution, we have to look first for the value of the sum of v and g of x. So, wala muna tayong i-evaluate dito. Ang kukunin muna natin would be the sum of v plus g of x. Isn't it that dun sa second slide natin, we have the definitions of operations, wherein one of which is the sum of the functions f and g. The sum of the two functions f and g of x, tama ba? It would be equal to what? The first function, isusulat nyo to, the first function of x plus the second function, which is g of x. So, kumbaga, isusulat mo lang si first function, tapos i-add natin sa second function. So, f here, palitan ko lang yung pen ko. F here corresponds to, okay, f here corresponds to v, okay? And g here corresponds to g. So, gagayahin natin yung format nito. Okay? For us to be able to get v v plus g of x. So, ano po yung magiging unang solution? Sa unang solution, isusulat natin yung kailangan natin hanapin. So, v plus g of x, ito. Tama? Then, according to the definition that the sum of two functions, it would be equal to first function, tama ba? Which is v, first function plus the second function, which is g. Okay? So, ulitin ko lang that according to operations on functions, in terms of addition, that the sum of two functions of x would always be equal to the first function added to the second function. So, after nating masulat ito, the next thing we have to do is to substitute the values from here to our given here. Okay? So, yan. Bale, dito, isusulat lang natin ito. So, v plus g of x, which is equal to what? Ano kasi yung value ng v of x dito sa box natin? Ang v of x is itong trinomial na to. X squared plus 5x plus 4. So, replace v of x as its value, which is x squared plus 5x plus 4. Ito, si v. Tama ba? Now, plus, add lang natin. Ito, plus, yan. G of x. What is the value of g of x? The value of g of x is x squared, tama ba? X squared plus 2x, ito, x squared plus 2x minus 8. So, itong value ng g, x squared plus 2x minus 8, ilalagay natin dito. I-replace natin si g ng value niya. Okay? So, our g here is equivalent to its value. So, pinalitan lang natin sila ng value nila. So, this is v and this is g. Okay? Now, next. So, after nyo mapalitan, ma-replace ng value nila yung v and g, that's the time na isi-simplify na natin. Okay? So, rewrite again v plus g of x. Then, simplification na tayo. Since addition ito, yung terms dito hindi naman magbabago, tama? Kahit alisin na natin yung parentheses dito. Ginamit ko lang yung mga parentheses for you to be able to recognize yung value ng p and yung value ng g. For you to be able to recognize it easily. Okay? Now, according here, dito sa magbe-base tayo dito para ma-simplify natin. So, what are the similar terms? X squared, tama? And x squared. We have to combine. Okay? We have to perform the operation na. So, x squared, palitan ko yung pen ko. So, x squared, ayan, plus x squared, or plus x squared, it would be 2x squared, right? Next, ano pa yung similar term? 5x and 2x. So, we have to perform. So, 5x plus 2x is equal to 7x. Then, ito yung pinakalas, yung constant terms. 4 plus negative 8. And 4 plus negative 8, it would be negative 4. Now, ito na ba yung pinaka simplified form natin? Yes. It is because wala ka nang makakombine pa na similar terms dito. Okay. Now, if I am going to ask you what is the value of v plus g of x, you're going to tell me 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. Ma'am, bakit po ito? Kasi ito na yung sum. Ito na yung sum nung v and g. But, we're not done yet. Why? Because according to item number 1, we have to find the sum of V and G when x is equal to negative 10. So, after nating makuha itong value ng V and G, that's the time na isa-substitute natin si x sa lahat ng x dito sa sum ng V and G. Okay, let's have its solution. Ulitin ko lang that after nyo makuha yung sum nung dalawang functions, that's the time na mag-e-evaluate ka na ng function. Diba? Sa evaluations of functions, nagsa-substitute tayo ng x para makuha natin yung mismong pinaka-final value ng y. Tama? Okay. Now, solution for v plus g of negative 10. Our x here is what? Our x is negative 10. Tama? Our x is negative 10. Now, syempre, of course, ano yung gagamitin natin na function yan? Since dito, we have v plus g, therefore, ang sum ng v and g ang gagamitin natin. Ito. So, ayan. So, 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. After nating masulat ito, yung sum ng v plus g of x, that's the time na isa-substitute na natin si negative 10 sa lahat ng x dito. Okay? So, that would be our next solution. So, v plus g of x, v plus g, copy lang, tas x, it would become negative 10. Tama ba? Kasi ang x natin dito is negative 10. Equals to times, linagyan ko ng parentheses, it is because product yan, okay? And at the same time, may negative sign, then square, okay, plus 7 times x, or times negative 10, kasi yung x dito is negative 10, minus 4, kopyahin lang si negative 4. Then, after nating masubstitute, ano kasi yung sa evaluation, after the substitution, kailangan na natin i-simplify. Okay. So, here, we have simplification muna. PEMDAS tayo lagi. Okay. So, negative 10, ito muna, lahat sa nang nasa parentheses muna. O, copy-paste mo muna to. V plus G of negative 10, which is equal to what? Ito unahin natin. So, negative 10 squared is 100. Positive 100. Okay? Then, multiply by 2. Kopyahin mo muna. Next naman, dito na tayo sa second term. So, positive 7 multiplied by negative 10. And positive multiplied by negative, it would always be negative. Okay? Then, 7 times 10 is 70. Next naman, we have to copy negative 4. O, himay-himayin natin. Meron pa tayong natitira dito. Okay? So, next solution would be v plus g of negative 10. Kopyahin lang. Kasi ito yung mismong name of a function which is equal to 2 times 100. 200. Good. Minus 70 minus 4. So, iniisa-isa ko yung step. Okay, now dito, madali na lang yan. We're going to perform the operations. Okay? So, bale, our final answer would be what? 200 minus 70 is 130. Okay? And 130 minus 4 is 126. Therefore, for item number 1, that the value for v plus g when x is negative 10, it would be equal to 126. Okay? So, yun yung tinatanong dito sa item 1. V plus g of x, then sabi dito, find v plus g of x, which is negative 10. So, ulitin ko lang, kunin mo muna si sum. Ito si sum. According to the definitions, ito yung sum. Tapos, ito yung makukuha nating answer for the sum. After nating makuha yung answer na sum, that's the time na ilalagay na natin si value ng x dun sa mismong sum. Tapos, simplifications tayo hanggang makuha na natin yung pinaka-final value natin. Okay? Let's have naman another. Now we have here example number 2. Now according to example number 2, we have to look for the product of the two functions, function f and function g of x. Okay? At the same time, we have to look for f multiplied by g when x is 4. So, ano kasi yung unang gagawin natin? Unahin muna natin makuha yung value ng product ng two functions f and g. Now, after that, after nating makuha yung product ng f and g, that's the time na isa-substitute na natin si 4 sa lahat ng x na natitira or nandun sa product ng f and g. Okay? So, using the given functions here dito sa mismong box, kailangan lang natin is si f, x plus 3, at saka si g, x squared plus 2x minus 8. So, let's have first the product of f and g. Okay? F and g of x. Ano kasi yung definition ng multiplication or operation na multiplication? That the product of the two functions f and g of the domain x would be equal to the first function times the second function. So, ulitin ko lang, the product of f and g of x would always be equal to the function f multiplied by the function g. Okay, so after nating masulat yung definition ng multiplication, we have what? Replacing the values of the two functions. So, isusulat natin ulit si f multiplied by g of x equals, what is the value of f of x according to the values here or functions here? We have x plus 3. So, since multiplication yan, always tayong gagamit ng parentheses. Okay? Kahit anong operation pa yan. For us to really be able to easily recognize the values of each function. Okay? Now, here we have f of x, which is equal to x plus 3 multiplied by, what is the value of g of x? Our value of g of x is x squared plus 2x minus 8. So, ito yan. X squared plus 2x minus 8. So, after natin mapalitan yung f of x and g of x ng corresponding values nila, that's the time na ipe-perform na natin yung operation. Okay, let us simplify. Now, since this is multiplication, ano kasi yung magiging process natin dito? It would be what? Distributive property. Tama? Distributive property. Paano po yung distributive property? Let's say we have here A plus B multiplied by, let's say, B plus C plus D. Okay. Then, let's distribute. Paano po kasi yung distribution? Sa distribution po kasi, we have to distribute first the term here, A, to the other group. So, A multiplied by B. Next naman, A multiplied by C. Next naman, A multiplied by D. Then, after natin magamit si A, that's the time na gagamitin na natin si B. So, B multiplied by B, B multiplied by C, then B multiplied by D. So, that is distributive property or distribution. Let's apply this concept dito sa mismong given natin. Okay? So, ang pinakauna dito would be what? Ayan ang solution niya. Okay? So, x, unahin natin ang first term, x times x squared. It would be x cubed, right? So, next naman, yung second term. So, x multiplied by 2x. It is 2x squared. Next, x times negative 8. It is negative 8x. Tama ba? Okay naman. O, let's have naman the second term dito sa unang group. So, 3 times x squared is 3x squared. Then, 3 times 2x is positive 6x. Tama? Then, 3, positive 3 multiplied by negative 8 is negative 24. So, after nating ma-perform ang distribution dito sa area na to, let us simplify. Okay? So, simplification na tayo. For simplifying, i-combine na natin yung like terms. Ano kasi yung like terms dito sa mismo? We have, gagamit ako ng ibang, pointer na lang. So, we have similar terms, 2x squared and 3x squared. Same as with negative 8x and positive 6x. Tapos, si constant, wala siya. And si x cubed, wala din siyang kamukha na term. Okay? So, let us combine. So, f multiplied by g of x, copy lang, equals, bring down x cubed kasi wala siyang similar term. Plus, ba to? So, plus 2x squared and 3x squared. So, 2x squared plus 3x squared, it would be 5x squared. Okay? Tapos, negative 8x plus 6x, it would be negative 2x, right? Tapos, ang constant natin, since wala siyang kasama, therefore, isusulat lang natin siya. Now, dito, tingnan natin, meron pa ba tayong i-simplify dito? Wala na. Therefore, the value for the product of two functions f and g of x is equal to this. X cubed plus 5x squared minus 2x minus 4. But we're not done yet. Why? Because according here, we have to find for f times g of 4. What does this mean? It means that our x here is 4. Okay? Our x there is 4. So, gagamitin natin itong nakuha natin na product for us to evaluate. Kasi evaluation na tayo. Okay? So, solution for f multiplied by g of 4. Our x here is what? Our x here is positive 4. Ito siya mismo. Ito. Okay? So, yung nakuha natin na value, which is this, isusulat muna natin siya. Kasi yun yung evaluate natin using x equals 4. So, f times g of x equals x cubed plus 5x squared minus 2x minus 4. Sinulat ko lang siya. After nating masulat, that's the time na kailangan na natin i-substitute si 4 sa lahat ng x dito. Okay? So, magiging f times g of 4 or x equals x cubed. So, x becomes 4. Then, meron siyang exponent na 3. So, 4 cubed plus 5 times 4 na naka-raise siya ng 2 minus 2x and x is 4. Then minus 24. Bring down 24. Then after that, after natin ma-substitute, next step, simplify. Okay. So f times g of 4 equals what? 4 cubed is equal to 64 plus 5 times 4 squared, and 4 squared is 16 minus 2 times 4, 8 minus 24. Okay, next. Simplify pa natin. Okay, pwede pa yan. So, f times g of 4 equals, bring down 64. Tapos, ito na. It would be what? It would be 5 times 16 equals 80. Minus 8 minus 24. Negative 8 minus 24 is negative 32. Good. Now, ano yung pinaka-final answer natin? Final answer natin would be the product of f and g when x is 4 is 112. Tama ba? 64 plus 80 minus 32, which is 112. Okay. So, pag tatanungin ko kayo, find f times g of 4, kung tatanungin ko kayo kung anong value ng f times g of 4, ang ibibigay nyo sa akin answer would be 112. Nakukuha? So, that is our second example. The product of f and g given x, which is equal to positive 4. We have here number 3 example. Now, according to number 3, we have here the sum of f and h given the domain, which is equal to negative 6. So, a combination of evaluation and operations on functions, okay? So, ang una natin gagawin dito is to operate muna before natin evaluate, okay? So, first solution, same given pa rin tayo. Makukuha lang tayo dito sa box natin yung mga values ng two functions f and h. So, ito yung gagamitin natin, f of x at saka yung ratio ng h of x, okay? So, let's have muna the operation between f and h. So, we have the sum. So, solution for the sum of f and h of x. Wala pa tayong negative 6 dito kasi kukunin muna natin yung sum ng f and h functions. So, ano kasi yung unang gagawin natin? Ang unang gagawin natin is to rewrite first the definition. Okay? So, the definition for the sum, it would be what? The definition of the sum, it would be f plus h of x is equal to f of x plus h of x. Okay? So, f of x plus h of x. Now, after nating gawa yung definition na to, next thing we have to do is to replace the values of each function. So, ano kasi yung value ng f of x? Ang value ng f of x, according sa ating given set of functions, we have x plus 3. Okay? So, si f of x dito, papalitan natin siya ng x plus 3. Tapos naman, si g of x, or si h of x rather, papalitan natin siya ng x plus 7 over 2 minus x. So, ulitin ko lang, si h of x, papalitan natin ng x plus 7 over 2 minus x. So, that would be the next step. So, copy-paste lang si f plus h of x equals, replace f of x by its corresponding value, which is x plus 3. Saan nanggaling kasi to? Dito sa given natin. Ito. Tapos, si g of x, si h of x, papalitan natin ng kanyang value. So, x plus 7 over 2 minus x. So, dito, f of x corresponds to this, and h of x corresponds to this. So, definition tayo dito sa unang step, def, tapos, sa pangalawa naman, replacement. Okay? Tapos, next naman, after nating ma-replace yan, that's the time na kailangan na natin i-perform yung operation. Okay? So, since we have here a binomial and a ratio, we're going to use this rule. Tama ba? Sabihin natin, gagamit ako ng ibang pen. Okay, sabihin natin that x plus 3 serves as a. Okay? Plus, ayan, plus, itong numerator, sabihin natin B. Tapos, si denominator naman, sabihin natin C. So, we'll treat it as a whole number, tapos fraction. Okay? Ano yung magiging sagot natin? So, of course, LCD would always be C. Tama ba? LCD would always be C. Tapos, si C sa denominator, imumultiply natin siya dito sa una. Therefore, ano yung magiging unang term natin sa numerator? Ang magiging unang term natin sa numerator would be A times C. Tama ba? We just simply multiply C by A. Tapos, add na tayo. So, plus, what? So, C, perform na natin. Si C, divide natin siya kay C dito sa taas. So, it is 1. Tapos, multiply natin siya kay B. So, ano yung magiging sagot? It is what? It is B. So, ganito yung shortcut niya. Ito yung shortcut sa pag-perform. Kopyahin nyo lang si denominator. So, that would be our denominator to the answer. Tapos, si denominator, multiply mo lang dito sa una. So, AC plus, kopyahin mo lang yung numerator dito sa taas. So, this would be the answer. Okay? Gagawin natin, or gagamitin natin itong format na to for us to be able to get this one. Okay? Get this one. So, bale, the denominator here is 2 minus x. Tama? 2 minus x. Tapos, si 2 minus x, multiply natin kay x plus 3. Kaya, naging siyang x plus 3 times 2 minus x. Tama? Tapos, addition, plus, kopyahin nyo lang yung denominator, x plus 7. So, ulitin ko lang po, that for us to simplify this, we're going to combine it. Okay? So, fraction bar muna. Tapos, ano yung magiging denominator natin dito? 2 minus x. So, kokopyahin lang natin to kasi ito yung LCD eh. Okay? So, 2 minus x. Tapos, si 2 minus x, imumultiply sa first term. Ito. So, balit, x plus 3 times 2 minus x. Tapos, add, then, kopyahin yung numerator. That is the shortcut way. Okay? So, x plus 7. So, after nating magawa ito, next step, simplification na tayo. So, uunahin muna natin itong multiplication. Tapos, after nating makuha yung product nitong dalawang binomial, kuha na natin yung sum. Okay? So, bale dito, since binomial yung dalawa, FOIL method tayo. Okay? So, bale, ano yung magiging answer natin? Paano nakuha yan? FOIL method po. So, 2 ay gamitin natin ito. So, x, ayan, x times 2, it is 2x. Okay? Then, x times negative x, it is negative x squared. Okay, next, 3 times 2, it is 6. Then, 3 times negative x, it is negative 3x. Okay? So, this is the answer for the FOIL method. Okay. O, next na tayo. Plus. So, ito plus. Kopyahin lang yung binomial, x plus 7. Okay? Para hindi tayo nalilito, isa-isahin natin siya. Tapos, si denominator, kopyahin lang siya ulit. Okay, let us simplify more. Okay, paano yung isi-simplify natin dito? Isi-simplify po natin dito yung similar terms. So, ano yung similar terms? We have 2x and negative 3x. Tama ba? Okay, dito muna tayo sa parentheses na to. So, 2x minus 3x is what? Negative x. Ito yan. Okay? Kopyahin lang natin si negative x squared kasi wala siyang kasama. Uunahin natin siya, okay? Kasi dapat yung terms natin dito sa loob ng parentheses in order sila. Okay? Descending order sila according to exponent. Okay? So, unahin natin si negative x squared. Kopyahin kasi wala naman siyang kasama. Then, si 2x minus 3x, it would be negative x. Okay? Tapos, plus 6 kasi wala naman siyang pwedeng i-add dito sa loob ng parentheses. Okay? Next tayo, plus. Ito. Kopyahin, plus x plus 7. Kopyahin mo pa din. Isa-isa tayo, ha? Tapos, denominator, it would be 2x. Okay? Pwede pang isimplify yan. Okay, next. Paano po natin isi-simplify? Since addition yan, hindi magbabago yung symbols or signs ito sa loob ng parentheses sa second term natin. Tama? Therefore, ipag-add na natin yan, yung similar terms. Ano yung similar terms dito? We have negative x and positive x, same as with the constants, 6 and 7. Tama? So, rewrite negative x squared. Write negative x squared kasi wala naman siya kasama. Then, negative x plus x. It is 0. Tama? Kasi makakancel po ito at saka po ito. Okay? So, next naman is negative 6, ay positive 6 plus positive 7. So, we have positive 13. Then, copy the denominator. Okay. Can we still simplify this ratio? Masisimplify pa ba natin ito? Hindi na po. Therefore, the sum of f and h of the domain x is negative x squared plus 13 over 2 minus x. So, for us to evaluate, we will be using this, yung nakuha natin. Gagamitin natin si negative 6 para ma-evaluate po natin ito. Kasi ang tinatanong, what is negative 6 in the sum of f and h. So, kukuhanin natin si f and h, f plus h muna, tapos doon natin isa-substitute si negative 6 pag nakuha na natin yung sum ni f and h. Okay? So, let's have the next solution. Next solution is evaluation na tayo. Okay, sa right side tayo. So, solution for f plus h of negative 6. So, isusulat muna natin yung nakuha natin. Ano kasi nakuha natin na f plus h of x? It is negative x squared plus 13 over 2 minus x. Lagi natin isusulat yung given or yung nakuha natin. Okay? Tapos, after nating masulat yon, that's the time na isa-substitute natin si value ng x, which is negative 6. Okay. So, bale f plus h, x is negative 6, then lahat ng x dito mapapalitan ng negative 6. So, negative, tama, isusulat. Kasi ang naka-square lang dito sa expression dito is si x. Okay? Si x lang. Therefore, paparenthesis ko yan, ilalagay ko si negative 6 dito. Then, square. Okay? Plus 13 over 2 minus another set of parentheses. We have negative 6. Okay? So, after natin mas-substitute, okay, substitution part ito. After natin ma-substitute, simplification na po tayo. Simplify. Okay. So, f plus h of negative 6 equals. Unahin muna natin itong sa parentheses kasi exponent yan. So, negative 6 multiplied by itself, it would become positive 36, right? But, it has another negative here outside the parentheses. So, positive 36 becomes negative 36 kasi meron tayong negative sign dito. Okay? Then, plus 13 all over 2 negative times negative 6. It is positive 6. Okay, next. F plus h of negative 6 is negative 36 plus 13. Ano si negative 36 plus 13? It is negative 23. Good. Negative 23 over ano? 2 plus 6, which is 8. So, therefore, f plus h of negative 6, na yun yung kinukuha natin dito, it is equal to negative 23 over 8. Or, nasa numerator kasi yung negative natin. Or, susulat ko lang po. Or, negative 23 over 8. Ilalagay lang natin si negative sign dito along the fraction bar. Okay? So, if I am going to ask you what is f plus h of negative 6, you're going to give me negative 23 over 8. But, if I am going to ask you what is the sum of f and h, you're going to give me this value, which is negative x squared plus 13 over 2x. So, the value, ulitin ko lang po, the value of f plus h of x, hindi pa natin nilagay si x, it is negative x squared plus 13 over 2 minus x. However, we have here the evaluation na that f plus h, when x is negative 6, it is negative 23 over 8. Okay? Okay, we have here our next example, example number 4. And according to example number 4, that we're going to look for p minus t of 5. It means that we're going to get the difference between the two functions, function p and function t. Now, wherein kukunin natin yung values or your value of the functions ng p and t dito sa mismong box natin. So, px or p of x is equal to 2x minus 7. Ito yung magiging value ng p. Okay? Same as with t. So, yung value ng t of x function natin is a ratio. A ratio of x minus 2 over x plus 3. Okay? Then, after that, after natin makuha yung difference ng dalawang function, that's the time na i-evaluate na natin siya using 5. Okay? Ano kasing ibig sabihin ng 5? It means that our x is equal to 5. All x's dun sa mismong difference ng p and t, ilalagay natin yon or i-replace natin yan ng 5. Tapos, simplify. Ganun yung magiging process natin. Okay? So, syempre, unahin muna natin ang difference. Difference ng ano? P minus t or p and t. Okay? So, this would be the solution for p minus t of x. Okay? Kasi, kukunin natin yung difference ng p minus t without a value for x muna. That is why we have here p minus t of x. Okay? Tapos nun, our first step would be what? First step, of course, is to rewrite the definition of the difference. Okay? Bale, p minus t, or the difference between p minus t of the same domain, which is x, is equal to what? Is equal to the first function p of x minus the second function t of x. Ang ibig sabihin lang ng difference between p and t, ima-minus mo lang yung first function sa second function. Okay? So, after nyo ma-rewrite ito, yung next step, of course, would be what? I-replace natin yung p dito at saka yung t dito ng value nila. So, magiging, ayan, copy lang, p minus t of x equals, this is p of x, right? This is p of x. So, then, of course, this fraction or ratio is considered as the value of p of x. Now, after nating ma-replace, ano kasi yung next step? Next step, ano kasi pinaka-goal natin dito? Kuhanin natin yung difference. Okay? Nung dalawa. Siyempre, ipe-perform na natin yung difference. Okay? So, bale, we will be treating this binomial 2x minus 7 as a Okay? Tapos, minus, kasi difference, we will be treating the numerator here as B. Tapos, we will be treating the denominator as C. Paano kasi tayo mag-subtract ng, let's say, whole number si A, tapos fraction ito, B over C? It would be what? Get first what? The LCD, right? Which is C. Tama? The LCD here is C, right? Tapos nun, para makuha natin yung numerator, si C, unahin muna natin ito, si C, imumultiply mo lang kay A. Ang makukuha natin would be what? C times A, it would be A, C, right? Or A times C. Tama? Tapos, minus would be the second term. Paano natin makuha si second term? Si LCD divided by kay denominator C, ang makuha natin is 1. Tama? Kasi C divided by C is 1 times B. 1B or B. Tama? Ulitin ko lang. C divided by C, 1. 1 times B. It is B. Okay, isusulat natin using other pen. So, 1B or B. Now, this would be the format bago natin i-simplify. Okay? So, i-combine muna natin ito using the flow that we did here. Okay? So, bale, getting the LCD muna. Ano yung LCD dito? Kasi yung LCD dito is C. Therefore, ang magiging LCD dito will be X, would be what? X, our LCD would be X plus 3, right? So, bale, si X plus 3 is the LCD na gagamitin natin para makuha yung numerator. Okay? So, ano kasi yung next step? X plus 3 multiplied by A. Parang dito, C multiplied by A, makukuha natin yung unang term sa numerator. So, X plus 3 times 2X minus 7, it would be what? It would be, okay, sulat lang natin dito, okay? Bale, gamit ako red. So, X plus 3 times 2X minus 7, it is what? 2X minus 7 times X plus 3. Kasi, minultiply lang natin yung dalawa, tama? Hindi ko pa siya final method, although dalawang binomial yan. Mamaya natin gagawin yan. Tapos, ano na yung next? After na natin mamultiply si LCD sa first term dito para makuha yung terms dito sa taas. Next kasi, kopyahin lang si operation which is minus. Okay? Kopyahin natin si operation which is minus. Ayan. Tapos, next naman, yung dito. Paano natin kukuhanin yung dito? Yung dito mismo. Bali, x plus 3 divided by x plus 3 is 1. Tama? 1 times x minus 2 would be x minus 2. Very good. So, x minus 2. Paano kasi nakuha ulit yan? Paano nakuha si x minus 2? X plus 3 divided by x plus 3, then times x minus 2. Kasi x plus 3 divided by x plus 3 is 1. 1 times x minus 2 is x minus 2. Kaya yan yung magiging, ito yung magiging expression natin. Ang pinaka-goal kasi dito na, since ito, we have two terms, itong unang term at saka yung pangalawang term which is fraction, ang pinaka-goal natin ito, ipagsasama natin yung dalawang terms sa iisang fraction bar. Ito yan. Ito na yung pinaka-goal natin dyan. Kasi mamaya, isi-simplify na natin. Ulitin ko lang, ang pinaka-goal natin dito, ipagsama sila sa iisang fraction bar. Okay? So, yung makuha natin would be this. So, same. So, 2x minus 7, x plus 3 minus x minus 2 over x plus 3. So, ito yan. Kinopya ko lang. Now, as you can see, on our numerator, we have here two binomials, right? So, binomial 2x minus 7 and x plus 3. Anong gagawin natin dyan? We're going to use FOIL method. Kasi, isi-simplify natin ito. Simplify muna natin si numerator. Okay? So, unahin natin si FOIL, then after that, sa second term tayo dito. Okay? So, bale ito would be the answer. Paano po nakuha yan? Ayan. So, 2 times x, it would be what? 2x squared, right? Tapos, 2 times, 2x times 3, it is 6x. Tama? Gamit ako ng ibang pen. Tapos, negative 7 times x, it is negative 7x. Tapos naman, negative 7 times 3, it is negative 21. Then, yeah, ano yan? Ito, ang expression na to, kanino to galing? Dun sa dalawang binomial. In-expand natin siya kasi magsisimplify tayo mamaya. In-expand natin ito, nakuha natin ito using FOIL method. Then, copy, minus, ayan, minus, tas x minus 2, x minus 2, over, kinopya ko lang si denominator which is x plus 3. Tas, next step, papalitan natin since negative ito or minus sign ito, all signs inside the parentheses will be changed. Okay? So, this would be the answer. It would be what? So, p minus t of x equals what? Bring down muna 2x squared plus 6x minus 7x minus 21. Then, negative times x is negative x. Then, negative times negative 2 is positive 2. Distributive tayo dito. Okay? Distributive tayo dito. Kaya nga siya naging negative x plus 2. Then, copy denominator. Then, dito naman yung next. Syempre, of course, isi-simplify pa natin yan. Ang pwede nating isimplify dito would be 6x minus 7x and negative x. Tapos, yung next naman would be the constants. Negative 21 and positive 2. Okay, what would be the answer? It would be this. So, bale, magiging 2x, kopyahin lang si 2x squared kasi wala naman siyang, wala nang ibang terms na pwedeng isama sa kanya. So, p minus t of x equals 2x squared. Then, 6x minus 7x, it would be what? 6x minus 7x, it would be negative x. Tama? Tapos, negative x minus x, it would be negative 2x. Tapos, constant na tayo. Si constant naman would be negative 21 plus 2. It would be negative 19. Kaya nakuha natin ito, negative 19. Then, si denominator, kopyahin lang yan. Okay? Can we still simplify this function or the difference between p and t? Hindi na po. So, this would be the difference. Okay? And we're going to use this, yung nakuha natin ito, for us to evaluate using x which is equal to 5. Kasi according dito, gagamitin natin si 5 as the value of x for us to evaluate yung nakuha nating difference. Okay? That would be our next step. Okay. Solution for p minus t when x is 5. Therefore, ang gagamitin natin function dito would be ito. Lahat ng x dito, papalitan natin yan ng 5. So, rewrite nyo muna yung nakuha natin. Then, after nyo ma-rewrite, substitution na tayo. O, susulat ko para hindi kayo nalilito. So, substitution tayo dito. So, lahat ng x dyan, lahat ng x, papalitan ko lang ng 5. So, this would become what? 5 squared minus 2x, which is 5, minus 19. Then, sa denominator, 5 plus 3. Okay? Bale, 25, unahin natin yung may exponent. 5 squared is 25. Then 25 times 2, it is 50. Ayan yung sagot, 50. Tapos, negative 2 times 5, it is negative 10. Good. Then, minus 19. Tas 5 plus 3 sa denominator, it would be 8. O, simplify pa natin itong sa numerator. 50 minus 10 is 40. 40 minus 19 is 21. 21 over 8 is the final answer after we evaluate the difference between P and T using X, which is 5. Okay? So, 21 over 8 ang final answer natin after nating ma-evaluate ang P minus T when X is 5 using X, which is 5. So, if I'm going to ask you, what is P minus T of X? You're going to give me this expression. Then, if I'm going to ask you, what is P minus T when X is 5? You're going to give me 21 over 8. Naintindihan? Let's have the last example. Example number 5. Now, according to example number 5, is that we have to look for the quotient of the two functions v, or naming v and g function. And of course, we're going to evaluate the quotient after the process of operation with x, which is equal to 3. Okay? So, ang una natin gagawin dito is what? Ang una natin gagawin is to get the quotient first of the two functions v and g. Okay? So, I'll be producing two solutions. Okay? Yung main solution natin and would be the alternative solution. Okay? Unahin muna natin yung main solution. Ang main solution kasi, shortcut lang. Okay? So, of course, unahin muna natin yung quotient. So, solution for v over g of x. Ano kasi yung unang gagawin natin? Ang unang gagawin natin, isusulat muna natin ang definition ng quotient rule. Okay? So, bale, v over g of x is equal to what? V of x over g of x, or first function divided by the second function, which is g of x. Okay? After natin masulat ito, ano kasi yung next? Is to replace v of x by its corresponding value, which is ito. Asa ng v of x? X squared plus 5x plus 4. Ito yan. And of course, the g of x naman, we have x squared plus 2x minus 8. Okay. So, bale, magiging ganito siya. Okay? So, v over g of x, it would be what? V of x is equal to x squared plus 5x plus 4. Then, g of x would be x squared plus 2x minus 8. So, ito na yan. I do not have to simplify it unless factorable yung trinomial sa numerator and at the same time sa denominator. If it is factorable, then you look for the factors of the trinomial. Okay? Sa numerator, and look for the factors nung mismong trinomial sa denominator, then tingnan mo kung meron common factor yung numerator and denominator, and that's the time na ika-cancel natin siya. But, as of this time, this would be our final answer for the quotient. Okay? Then, of course, solution na tayo for the evaluation. So, ito na yan. Basic lang ito, kasi meron tayong alternative mamaya. Papakita ko. So, solution for v over g when x is 3. So, evaluation of functions na tayo. Of course, what is the quotient? Ang quotient na nakuha natin, isusulat muna yan, is ito. So, v over g of x, the value of v of x is x squared plus 5x plus 4, and x squared plus 2x minus 8 kay g of x naman. So, after this, that's the time na i-replace na natin lahat ng excess dito by 3. So, it would be what? Ay, eto. This is 3. So, v over g of 3 is equal to x squared is 3 squared plus 5 times 3 Kasi x to eh. So, 3 plus 4. Rewrite lang si 4. All over x squared. So, 3 squared plus 5 times 3. Ayan, okay pala sa baba tayo. 2x. Nagkamali ako doon. So, dito tayo sa baba. So, 2x, 2 times 3, then minus 8. Okay? So, 3 squared plus 5 times 3 plus 4. Sa denominator, 3 squared plus 6 or 2 times 3 minus 8. Okay. Next naman, simplification na tayo. Simplified. So, 3 squared. What is 3 squared? 3 squared is 9. Then, 5 times 3. So, plus 15. Tama. Plus 15. Tapos, plus 4. So, this would be the numerator. Okay? So, divided by 3 squared. 9 ulit. Plus 2 times 3. Okay, 6. Tapos, minus 8. Okay, minus 8. Then, wait, brain ko lang ito. Minus 8. Ayusin ko lang yung 8 natin. So, minus, sana okay na siya. Ayan. Minus 8. Okay? So, it would be what? 9. 9 plus 15 is 24. 24 plus 4 is 28. Okay? Tapos naman, 9 sa denominator, 9 plus 6 is 15. And 15 minus 8 is what? 7. And 28 over 7 is positive 4. Therefore, the value after evaluating the quotient of V and G when x is 3 is 4. So what is V of G of 3? You're going to give me positive 4. But what is V of G of x? You're going to give me this expression. Naintindihan? Now, I prepared an alternative solution for that. Okay? So this would be the alternative solution. Another way, ito. So, either of the two solutions yung pwede nyong gamitin. Pareho lang naman din yung makukuha ninyo. Okay? So, bale, dito, of course, unahin muna natin si quotient. So, definition muna tayo. Dito, isusulat ko lang si definition. Okay? Definition ito. Definition. Ayan. Tapos, after rewriting the definitions of quotient, next is to replace. So, x squared plus 5x plus 4 over x squared plus 2x minus 8. Nakuha ko to using this given. Okay? After that, ano yung mangyayari? Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. That if the trinomial is factorable, you're going to do a trial and error method for you to be able to look for factors of the trinomial. This is a trinomial, this is a trinomial, and look for factors of the trinomial. Okay? And the factors of the trinomial, x squared plus 5x plus 4 is x plus 1 multiplied by x plus 4. Ito yung dalawang factor niya. Para makuha mo to ulit, you just simply use FOIL method dito. Okay? So, ito yung expanded form. Ito yung mismo. Ito. Simplified pala. Tapos, ito yung expanded form. Okay? So, ulitin ko lang. If the trinomial is factorable here, then you're going to look for the factors. Trial and error tayo dito. Okay? Tapos, after getting the factors here, ano kasi yung pinaka-goal natin? Bakit kailangan nating i-factor yung trinomial. Kasi titingin po tayo ng factors na magkapareho sa numerator and denominator. As you can see, meron po tayong parehong factors dito. Kasi ang factor po ng x squared plus 2x is x squared plus 4x ay x minus 2 x minus 2 rather times x plus 4. Ulitin ko lang, ang factor ng x squared plus 2x minus 8 is x minus 2 and x plus 4. Tapos, ang factor naman ng numerator x squared plus 5x plus 4 is x plus 1 and x plus 4. So, factor natin yan. Factor. Okay? So, factor yan. Ano kasi yung pinaka-goal natin? Ang pinaka-goal natin dito is to eliminate common factors. Okay? On numerator and denominator. Now, since we have here a common factor which is x plus 4, I can now simplify this ratio. Okay? What would be the answer? So, the answer here would be what? Both x plus 4 on numerator and denominator will be cancelled. Okay? Ang natitira lang dito would be x plus 1 and x minus 2 sa denominator. Therefore, ang pinaka-final answer natin for the quotient, simplified quotient would be yan, x plus 1 over x minus 2. So, v over g of x is equal to x plus 1 over x minus 2. This is the simplified expression of this. Kaya nga alternative solution. Although, I'll be accepting both naman if nagbigay ako ng activity or exercises na ganito yung magiging flow. Okay? I'll be accepting both solutions. Okay? So, after nating makuha ito, yung pinaka-quotient, ano kasi yung next? Evaluation na tayo. So, evaluation. Solution for v over g of 3. Okay, when x is 3. Gagamitin natin ito, yung bago. So, bali, ayan. Definition muna. Tapos, yung nakuha natin, ayan. Burahin ko lang ito. Para meron tayong space. Ayan. Tapos, ang nakuha natin ito, yung simplified, tama. Next step, substitution na tayo ng x. So, v over g of 3 is equal to what? Numerator, x plus 1 becomes 3 plus 1 kasi napalitan yung x ng 3. Over x minus 2 or 3 minus 2. Tama? Then, after mapalitan ng x dito, simplify natin both numerator and denominator. So, it would become what? 3 plus 1 is 4. Ayan, no? 3 plus 1 is 4. And 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay? And, of course, 4 divided by 1 is 4. As you can see here, we have same value 4 and 4 dito sa taas. So, both solutions are accepted because they are right and at the same time, mas simple itong una kesa dito kasi ito factorable. Although dito sa alternative solution, mas simplified yung expression natin. Okay? Ulitin ko lang, kung magbibigay ako ng quiz or activity or exercises na nag-i-include ng ganitong example, I'll be accepting I'll be accepting both solutions. Okay? As long as tama yung magiging final answer mo. Nakukuha? Okay, this would be our last example. So, okay, here we have exercises or exercise number 2, and you're going to do this. You're going to show your complete solution, and you're going to pass it via G Classroom, then you're going to name the file as exercise 2. Okay? And how are you going to answer this? We have example 2, example 3, and example 4. Now, after reading every statement here, you're going to rely dito mismo sa ating given functions na tatlo. G of x, Q of x, and R of x. For you to be able to answer example number 2, gagamit kayo dito ng functions. For you to be able to answer example 3, gagamit kayo dito ng function. And for example 4, gagamitin nyo itong function na to. Nakakuha? And of course, specific instructions will be stated by the teacher. Okay?